Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on wherever you're watching from. This is Oluabi of Thoughtful Events. A bit bossy at the same time. I'm still the same person. Good day. I just want to talk about the farm, which I spoke to you about few days. Let me just say, few weeks ago. Um, about the organic farming, which I said you can do at the back of your house, like a garden. You can plant anything on it. It can be flowers, it can be crops, it can be vegetables, depending on whatever you want to plant. So basically, it's organic farming because you get to nurture it yourself. You don't put anything on it, nothing. It grows naturally and stuff like that. So I showed you how to do it in buckets, if you have buckets, or flower pots, or maybe bags or anything. I showed you the other day, but this time around I'm trying to show you how to do it on the ground. That is, even if it's a small portion you have at the side, by the side, or at the back of your house, depending on where you have them. So you'll be able to do it. But basically, as we are here in diaspora, so many things we don't have. So we have to improvise on some stuff. So that is it. So now we are on the ground. Back home we use hose. That is hoe. We use hoe to make a plow, or maybe to, you know, dig the ground and stuff like that. But here, as we don't have hose, we have garden fork, which you can use, and this is how to use it, which can make you to like make the ground soft. By doing this, we have planted some stuff before, so this is another year of planting. So the ground, where you are, maybe the kind of ground you want to plant on. Some grounds you can just see the surface, but you won't see underneath. You won't know what is underneath. Like this one now is soft, it's not too hard. It has rained a few times, so it's better. And then if you have under the ground, you have stones, too much stones and stuff like that, it will hinder the plants from germinating. They won't grow. So as he's doing this now, we'll be able to know if there are things that can hinder the plants from being planted. So you can see as he's doing it. So it's just like he's getting it ready. And you can see my beautiful baby there too, trying to use a small spade to to dig the ground. He insisted on doing it. He wants to do it also. She wants to do it also, so she insisted on doing that. So you can see she's helpful. So this captivates children. They want to, whatever you are doing, they want to do it also. So you can see as he is using the garden fork, to scatter the molded ground, sand. The sand, some of them are sticking together, so you can be able to scatter it and see. At times there are ants that build under the ground, and then you have stones, you have a lot of roots. We call them we call them roots, like all those previous things we have planted. So this will make you see them, because they will debar your plants from growing. So he's doing all those things now. You can see the ground is so soft, and he has scattered everything, so which is very good. See, this is just part of the preparation. You don't have to do everything in one day. You can do this a day, then for a few days. As can you see the roots? See, is fishing them out, taking them off. If not, those things will not grow. Whatever we plant will not grow. Can you see, is getting them off the ground? So All these things you can do them in one day if you have the energy and power. But because of the kind of work we do at times, maybe we have taken too much hours at job, we don't have that energy, we can postpone it. So we can do half of this today, tomorrow you continue, or next tomorrow, anyhow you want it. You don't have to stress yourself too much. You can do it gradually. It's a gradual process, because the serum was not built in a day. So it's a gradual process. You don't have to do everything the same day. Can you see? Can you see everywhere is scattered? You know, it just, if there are stones, if they are molded, or like mashed, let me just say, like the sand, when the rain is falling, or especially when you have planted one thing or the other before, so they might be sticking together, forming, so like rocky sand. So can you see the ones we planted the other time that I was showing you? So they are getting used to their own environment now, so they are coming up gradually. So at times rain falls, and at times we wet them, so we just make sure they receive water like minimum of once a day. Most times they receive water twice in the morning and in the evening time. But if there is rain, then for the day we won't do it. Can you see, this is pineapple? We bought pineapple, we want to see if it's going to grow. So he just puts the head down and see if it will grow. So as I said, we can improvise. You see, he's using a shovel. So instead of hoe, we are using shovel. Can you see? Can you see? So it's part of the preparation, preparing the ground, so that the ground can be well prepared and ready to uh, plant some things on them. So you see it's using shovel. So you can improvise if you don't have all those things, but you will have shovel no matter what, because we use shovel for a lot of things. We use um, um, garden fork. You can use that one too. So that is it. He had prepared a portion, so he's trying to show us how he did it. He's still going to do the rest, but just for you to see how he did this one. So you can see the sand, the one we used the other time, and this is the sand. um just hold on, you will see the name properly. So I showed you the other day about the sand. Can you see garden soil? That's the kind of sand the soil is using. Garden soil is like a loamy soil which we use in planting in Africa, in Nigeria where I came from. So we call it iledu. It's so dark, which makes your plants to grow and germinate very well. Because if you plant them anyhow here, because of the ground here, the weather, it can get them choked. They might not grow well, they might not bring good fruits. You might, not, just to avoid wasted efforts. You can't go through all these ones and then the plants will not germinate well. That will not be right. So the best thing is to prepare properly, and so that you can get the best. Can you see it? So now, can you see there's something growing there? um I believe it's watermelon. So it's trying to, so that it won't cover it with the sand, then you will know where that thing is. That's why it's covering it with a small pot, so that when it's preparing all the rest, it won't mistakenly dig it out or mess it up. So now it's mixing it. Can you see? Using the fork, can you see the fork is very helpful? So in place of hoe or anything, this is what he's using. So if we can do it, you too can do it. You can even do better. So it's a matter of determination, and that doesn't make you poor or wretched, no, at all. It simply shows you love it, you love doing it, and you're doing it. See, all these ones were used to plant before. So this year, as a farmer, you have to learn how to, not really a farmer, as humans, many a times we change our routes, we change the way we do stuff. Like last year, this we used in planting some stuff. This year, things have changed. It depends on, the way you want to grow or you want to increase in your knowledge. That's why I look at our farmers back in Africa in the olden days. They never went to school, they never studied anything. They were only using their sense. And then that is it. And they were able to deliver. They were able to give us food. Whatever food we want, you go to the markets, you get them to buy because they were able to do a lot on their own. And that is it. So you can see it's using the garden fork because that one was gummed together because it was confined in a particular area. It was confined in a crate, an empty crate. So now you have to take out the sand. Can you see the roots of the things that were planted before? And that is it. It's taking those roots out, then mixing the sand with whatever he has been doing before, with the one he has mixed before. So that is it. Mixing it, getting it ready so that, see, everywhere is so soft now. It wasn't as hard as it was before. Can you see now? Can you see? Everything is so soft, very very soft. Can you see? It's a matter, see, initially the fork was able to pick up sand, but now it won't be able because everything is dissolved, everything is scattered. So you can see that, which is good. I'm loving it. Most times I'll just sit in the house, but these days I said no, let me just see how he's doing it. I would just come out and stay for a few minutes and go. No, this time we are in it together, we have to do it together. See my baby girl too getting ready. So now this is carrots. We planted these carrots in the house because of the weather. So, because if we start late, we might not get to eat the fruit by the time the weather changes again. So, we planted those ones and put them by the window in the kitchen. So, the sunlight was coming in with them. It was wetting it every day. So, you can see now they have grown a little bit. So, it's trying to transfer them. This one, we don't know if it will grow or not. He just wants to see if he can be able to transfer the carrots successfully and see if it will grow. After a few weeks again, I'll still come back and show you if it's growing or not. It's like a gamble. That's why he's going to use a little portion of the ground to do it. So if it grows, next time we'll do the same. But if it doesn't grow, well, we always try things for the first time. We can see how we can do it at another time. Maybe it will be better. But at least this is the first time he's going to try transfer carrots and see if it will grow. Initially, we used to plant carrots, and by the time the weather changes, we only have few of them to eat. But this time, he planted them in the house, so to see. Now you can see he's trying to make holes, just not too deep and not too. Can you see that? He's trying to make holes. That's where he's going to plant to transfer the carrots. Can you see? When you make holes like that, see, good. Can you see? It's not too deep. Back home we will use a hoe to dig the hole. hole. Can you see? That small spade my daughter was using the other time. Can you see it's helpful too? He's able to dig hole, and that is it. Then he'll put some of the garden soil, which is the loamy soil I told you about. One thing about this thing, back home, you might not need to do all this paparazzi, because we are so blessed. The soil is so fertile. So you just go there, just use hoe or garden fork to prepare it, to see that is good, and remove all the roots, the dead roots or other ones, and fill it. And once it's okay, you just make a small hole and plant. But because the ground here is different, that's it. So see how it's going to push them out. So it's bringing them out one after the other and putting them in that hole. You can see, and they have grown a little bit. So it's not that we'll now be looking for them. I don't know where I planted this, I don't know. No, it's going to, once you get on the farm, you see that, oh, this is the carrot I planted. Excuse me, because they are growing already. See, can you see that? This is lovely. I can't wait for it to bring out its fruits. Carrots is rooted. I mean, the fruit is in the roots, is in the ground, just like yam. you know it grows in the ground like that, so you have to dig and bring it out. Can you see? It's putting it, so the hole is not too big, and it's not too small, and it's not too shallow. It's not too deep. You see that? You see that? That is it. That is it. Make it stand well. It will take a few days because before it gets used to the new soil, you know. But it's still going to get used to it. Can you see that? I'm enjoying this. I'm loving it. Do you like it too? Please kindly subscribe, click like, comment, and share with people. We have a lot of stuff to deliver here. Can you see the carrots coming out? Oh, that's good. You see that? Wow. Wow. I'm going to bring everything to you. You're going to see. By the time they start growing well, I will show you. See, it's placing them in the hole one after the other, and which is good. You see that? You see that? It's still removing some roots that are going to hinder it from, growing well. So it's taking the sand and putting in the hole. You see, taking the sand and putting in the hole, then bringing out another one. You see that? You see that? Yeah. So when you know you are going to transfer, like tomorrow, you might not wet them today from, yes, so that when you want to transfer, it will not be too mushy. It will be very good. Can you see that? Oh, that's lovely. I like that. See, it's digging hole again, trying to put another one. So we were able to plant, to dig and put hole in. I mean, to dig and plant all these ones. It was able to do everything. So you see that. You see that. That came out good. That is it. I'm not losing up on them. I pray and I hope they grow so we can get to enjoy them. The joy of eating your own fruits, reaping where you have labored, what you have you have planted, reaping it and enjoying the fruits. That's a thing of joy. Can you see that? Last year, carrots, we didn't plant it on time. We didn't do it this way. We just planted it around this time. So by the time the weather changed, we had to forcefully take everything out. So we had some of them that were small, some big, but it was so sweet. They were really sweet. So that's why we decided to do it earlier this year by planting excuse me, by the window. See my daughter, very nosy. She just wants to see everything. Ah, she loves planting too. She has some flowers which she loves. And anytime she goes out, she picks flowers. She wants to plant them. She wants this and that to grow. If possible, everything should grow the very day she plants them. Is that possible? No. There is season for everything. So this is the season of planting. As we plant, may we all reap the fruits of our labor. Amen. So this is planting season. This is planting season. See, God will spare our lives to enjoy the fruits. This is a real prayer. Yeah. So you can see that. You can see that. Not only preparing the soil, adding more soil to the exact place you want to plant. So you can see everything is going accordingly. You can see that. You can see that. I used to see my dad doing this when I was younger. So he was always planting cassava. He was always planting corn, maize. We'll plant it, and Saturdays like that, we'll eat, we'll roast. We can roast corn, we can boil it, depending on whichever one we want. Um, then that was then. So I kind of had an idea, though I didn't grow um, in the farm or in the village. I grew up in the city, but we had some piece of land at the back of the house, so it was easier for us to, we're rearing chicken and stuff like that. So childhood was nice anyway. I enjoyed it, though I wish I could turn back the hands of the clock to correct some errors, but no, the time has gone. So we have to face now and the future. So now, can you see the carrots? Carrots is being planted. We thank God. So we want to make sure that everything is gone, to plant everything. Excuse me. By the time we plant everything, and then what is next to do? Just to wait and let them get used to the ground and let them bring forth their fruits. That is it. So that is it. It's not a big deal to do anyway. As I said, you don't have to do all this in one day. You can cultivate the farm the ground today. Can you see it's bringing out that pot? Can you see it's still intact. The watermelon is still intact. Nothing is affecting it. Can you see that? So that is it. He used the pot to cover it so that he won't mistakenly dig it out or mess it up. And that is it. Everything is intact. Everything is intact. So that is it. So you just have one or two more to plant, and that is it for the day. And then after then you will start wetting them. That is what is next. So that's it. We just don't want to waste none of them. You see it? That's good. That's a good news. I can't wait. Say, I can't wait. Thank you. Can you see? I really appreciate you having to watch with me. See the pepper we planted, it transferred the pepper also. That was a few weeks ago. I showed it to you how to transfer, how to plant in the bucket and flower pot. Now the next thing is to wet them. Can you see? Give them some water, not too much water. They just transferred them. So I just did this now. Then later on, maybe tomorrow morning, he will now wet them more. So we'll now start wetting them both morning and night. Can you see the hose he's using? I told you the other time, if you don't have this, you don't have to work yourself up for that. You can use cup or bowl to be putting water on them. Only that it might be a bit stressful, but if you're able to get this wherever you stand, you don't have to be moving about. You just have to press, and that is it. My daughter watering carrot also. Can you see? This is your Yoruba class girl. We're seeing everything, and that is it. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate you. And this is Oluabi once again. I just showed you how to plant your organic fruits and vegetables at the back of your house. So you don't have to have a big farm or a big land before you can do that. So if you plant and I plant, everybody brings food to the table. We eat less of junks. A lot is happening. They are using a lot of chemicals to fry, to dry groundnuts. Can you imagine that? But when you plant, you have the patience to plant, and you have the patience for your fruits to grow and germinate, for them to be harvested. You buy less of junk, and when they see that you don't buy junks anymore, they too will reduce the atrocities they are committing by giving us poisons to eat as food. So please and please, if you have you have passion for this, go after it. It doesn't matter if you are a woman or a man. Even if it's just to get your pepper seed and pour at the back of the house, it will still grow. And that is it. Thank you for watching once again. This is Oluabi from Thoughtful Event. Thank you. God bless you.